The I-765 application is used to request approval to legally work in the United States. If we approve your application, we'll send you an Employment Authorization Document, or EAD card, which shows you are eligible to work. We'll walk you through the form to explain what information you need to provide and point out common errors to help ensure your application is complete and acceptable. First, make sure that you start at the Form I-765 page on the USCIS website. The I-765 form page includes links to the current version of the form instructions, and other important information that will help you file successfully, including what form versions we currently accept, where to file your completed application, the filing fees required with your form, as well as checklists and other helpful links. Before completing your application, be sure to review the form instructions. Pay close attention to the eligibility category you are filing under. This will determine your filing fees, the evidence you must submit, and where to submit your application. Identifying the correct category is the first step toward filing correctly. After reviewing the instructions, download and save the I-765 application. Be sure you've selected the correct link for Form I-765. The I-765-WS is a supplemental worksheet that only certain categories of applicants must file. You may find it helpful to print a copy of the form and take notes as we review the steps for completing your application. The I-765 currently includes 7 pages. The date on the bottom of the form is the version date, which can be checked on the USCIS webpage for any form to verify whether it is an acceptable version when you file. This version of the form is dated October 31st, 2022. Complete all parts of the form except when the form directs you to skip one or more items, or a question doesn't apply to you. In that case, you may enter not applicable or leave the field blank. To complete Part 1, Reason for Applying, you must select just one of the 3 checkboxes. 1A, if you are requesting your first EAD card in this eligibility category. 1B, if you are requesting a replacement for an EAD card that has been lost, stolen, or damaged, or contains errors. Or 1C, if you are renewing your EAD card in the same eligibility category as your current or previous EAD card. If Part 1 is left blank, or if 2 or more selections are made, your application may be rejected. In Part 2, Information About You, enter your full legal name. Provide your last name in 1A, your first name in 1B, and finally, your middle name, if you have one, in 1C. You cannot leave the last name field blank. If you don't have a last name, enter your first name in that field. In this part of the form, you should enter any other names that you have ever used, such as a maiden name, nickname, or alias. This is especially important if your name is different on other official documents, support documents, or prior applications. Your mailing address must contain a street number, street name, city or town, state, and zip code. If you have an apartment, suite, or floor number, don't forget to add that as well. If the applicant is a child, an individual whose name is not on the mailbox, or if mail is being sent to an address where the applicant doesn't typically reside, include the name of the primary resident at that address in the In Care Of name box. If the mailing address provided is the same as your physical address, check Yes for item 6 and skip items 7A through 7E. Otherwise, check No and enter your physical address as well. If you have an A number, enter the 9-digit number in item 8. If your A number has fewer than 9 digits, enter zeros at the beginning of the number to make up the 9 digits required. For example, if your A number is 123456, you would enter 000123456. If you have a USCIS online account number, enter it in item 9. If you have a social security number, enter it in item 13B, then complete the rest of the items in the section. Next, list each country where you are a citizen or a national. Provide the information requested for your place of birth, along with your date of birth. Be sure to enter your date of birth in the United States date format, which is the month, then the day, then year. If this section is not fully completed, your application may be rejected. In this section, enter the dates and document numbers from your Form I-94 arrival document, passport, or other travel documents. You must provide a valid eligibility category in this part of the form, or your application may have to be rejected. If you're not certain of the correct category to use, check the form instructions. Enter the category letter in the first box, and each digit of the category number in the next 2 boxes, as needed. For example, an adjustment of status applicant would enter C in the first box and 9 in the next, leaving the third box blank. In Part 3, answer the questions and provide your contact information so we can reach you if needed. After you've printed the form, you must sign and date your application using dark blue or black ink, or your application may be rejected and returned to you. If the applicant is under 14 years of age, they may sign for themselves if they are able to, or a parent or legal guardian may sign on their behalf. Applicants who are 14 years of age or older must sign their own applications. If an interpreter helped complete your form, the interpreter should complete and sign Part 4. Similarly, if an attorney or preparer completed the form for you, they should complete and sign Part 5. If you need extra space to answer any question on this form, you may do so in Part 6. Enter your name the same way you did on page 1, along with your A number if you have one. Then, list the section and item number of the question you're responding to, followed by the additional information you'd like to provide. Once you've completed your application, print the form single-sided on 8.5 by 11-inch paper. Check to make sure that the page numbers and version date are visible at the bottom of each printed page. You may need to adjust the scale or margins in the print settings to ensure that the data at the bottom of the page is visible. Review each section to check for spelling errors or typos, and make sure that all parts of the form have been completed. When you're finished, sign the form in Part 3 in the space provided for the applicant's signature. The next step is to assemble your application package, which includes your Form I-765, all supporting documents, and your payment. For more information, visit uscis.gov/forms.